Hello and welcome back. We are picking up right where we left off with a ominous sound of dripping in a hallway that shouldn't have any dripping. In a chilly hallway, by the way. One that should be regulated by the AC. Uh, um, I'm ready. Are you? I'm ready to get jump scared. Here we go. Ahem. So, as much as she hesitated, she pushed open the doors to the hall. There was nobody there, and it didn't look like anything was leaking either. There were no puddles or water stains anywhere to be found, but she could still hear the sound. Drip, drip, drip. Gotta put that third pause, or make the third one a little more lengthy. Whatever, you know what I'm saying. It's like midnight. I'm tired. Getting louder and louder. Slowly stepping further into the room, looking left, then right, then left again. Like she was crossing the road. She searched for the source of the sound, coming to a stop in the center of the hall. She stood there still, quiet, and then a chilly spot on the nape of her neck. With a little yelp, she reached back to feel her neck, but it wasn't wet. Confused, she slowly, warily tilted her head backward. Hello. Oh, and there hung a bloody skeleton from the ceiling! Gah! Wahahaha! That's rich. Amazing. Oh my god, you scream like a little girl. Oh my, I love this theme so much. This is awesome. Maria, you little... My god, are you men or children? This is my house and I would rather you didn't talk about it like that. Whose words were those again? Shut your mouth. How do you even know that? Are you eavesdropping? And another thing, I do not care for the sort of stupid, fantastical tales you women so love to pass around. Because they scare you? Ah, you've never been able to handle anything scary, Jacopo. Grr. Whoa, don't glare at me like that. You're gonna destroy my sides. Bah ha 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 ha. So, did you come here for the sole purpose of telling me that cheap tripe? Acting tough after the fact just makes you look twice as much of a wuss. Well, I mean, I did make up a good half of it, but the maid really did hear a sound in the middle of the night. And it came from the back hall of this very mansion. Did you know? Did you know? It's like the Did You Know videos on YouTube. Did you know? They say it used to be a chapel. Again, I have no interest in you women's little ghost stories. Is that so? Are you sure you're not just scared? Maria. Well, that said, the rumors aren't completely unfounded. This is a pretty old mansion, and it's had a lot of work done to it. Apparently also teleports? I feel like I'm getting that sort of... Why is everything leading up to, like, the revival of Dracula? Got, like, vampire imagery, a mansion that teleports, chilly weather, what else? Lots of other stuff. People that can't go out in the sun. Kind of feels like it's barely holding itself together. Like a big old quilt with pieces from all different time periods. The back hall is one of the oldest patches. There's a huge window on the far end, and supposedly, there used to be stained glass in it. It was a depiction of an archangel, they say. Oh, interesting. Such a shame. I wonder when it was broken. If it were still there, I'd bet it'd be worth a fortune. I find that hard to believe. First of all, why would anyone put a chapel inside a mansion? You've got a point, I guess. Alright, so if you do remember a few episodes back, we found that portal, and then we got that cutscene with the, what was it, Morgana and Gazelle talking in front of a pristine glass, whatever it's called. Now how about you do some actual work instead of distracting yourself with all this nonsense? Stained glass, that's what it's called. I do work, but the other maids can be a bit nasty, you know. Dealing with other women is like walking on glass. Uh-huh. Am I to blame for that? Are you saying I'm the one that scattered all the glass pieces? You saying I'm the one that shattered the glass ceiling and left all the glass pieces for you to pick up? What if I said you were? Don't give me that look. They're just not fond of me, simple as that. Nothing you can do about it. Is that so? I couldn't imagine why. Oh yeah, I was talking to the madam, and she was telling me you... Excuse me. She was telling me you used to be quite the gentleman. Were you perhaps actually in love back then? Oh my god, why are you blabbering to this man? You sure don't act like it. It's easy to miss. But I guess you're not made entirely out of steel. Just your trains. Just like when you were younger. You're still... Do not speak of that. The past is not worth remembering. It is unnecessary. These kind of feel like a grown-up like Mel and Nell. In a weird way. So to you, the past exists just to be cast aside? Yes. Nah, it's not important. I don't want to know. You don't want me to talk about it, I won't talk about it. But your wife... Never mind. I'll leave you be. Oh, she's hitting him with that setup? You're gonna pretend you're gonna say something interesting and then be like, nah, never mind. And then that coaxes the other person to be like, well, what were you going to say? I have to get back to work soon, or I'll be staring down the head maid's Arctic smile. Alright. If the fancy strikes me, I'll drop by and we can trade more ghost stories. Maria. What? No ghost stories? No, not that. I have not forgotten those days. But, no, it's... I'll be off then. Alright. If the fancy strikes you, drop by and we can trade something other than ghost stories. Boy, that was weirder than I thought than it was in my head. I'm sorry. Haha, what'd I tell ya? I'll consider it. Goodbye. Ooh, I like that pose. Gosh, dang it. I can't escape anything. Gosh, flemmet. Gore flabbe. I'm sorry. They have grown to be so beautiful. Such a wonderful fragrance. The scent of roses is so calming. I wonder why that is. Oh, not the return of the backwards music. I like the previous one. Would it cause any trouble if I picked one? Hello, you again. Well, hello there. General Kenobi. Out for a midnight stroll, are you? Quite the peculiar hobby, madam. I cannot spend as much time as I would like outside during the day, so I end up coming out at night. Also, you've had this conversation before, and you know it. Oh no, not at all. There is a chilling, captivating beauty to the sight of your snow-white form standing there in the moonlit garden. I would hardly. What are you doing out so late? I saw a figure through the window. On the slight chance it might be a burglar, I thought it my responsibility to ensure they did not break in. It was also the middle of the night when the grocer's servant broke into their safe. News of that spread quite far, and I'm sure you would have heard about it. Oh, but Gamache was imprisoned some time ago. Dear me, cannot seem to get my head out of the past. Do you intend to give that white rose to someone? Yes. I was thinking about giving it to my husband. While I expect he has little fondness for such feminine tastes, the scent of flowers has a truly calming effect. He might find it relaxing when he needs a reprieve from his work. Oh, is that so? You are very kind-hearted. Speaking of white roses, the rose he meant to give you was the same shade of white. Oh, he? But when you touched it, it turned a deep shade of red. Ah, yep, they're bringing back up the first story. Yeah, there it is. Wow. Look at that. Things are starting to maybe not come full circle just yet, but we're about halfway on that wheel. There is but a single white rose in the garden, so he was unable to give it to you as he had wished. In its place, he had a decorative rose fashioned for you. What exactly are you referring to? Oh dear, do you not remember? Then am I to assume you have forgotten what happened to the rose accessory as well? He was unable to give that to you either. But that time, because you rejected the gift. I'm not criticizing you for that decision, of course. You had a perfectly good reason for not accepting it. Heartbroken from having lost you, he buried the rose in this garden. Over the years, the roses in the garden withered away, and in their place grew a thick, unsightly nest of weeds. There's some dank weeds, yo. Many, many years later, that accessory was dug up by a beast. And curiously enough, it had not a speck of rust on it. A beast? You do not remember him either? The foreign man who, through his interaction with you, almost regained his humanity? I'm sorry. I have no idea what you speak of. The only gift I have ever received from a man is my Fanacus wheel. And furthermore, I have only lived in this mansion for a year. While the garden was not as thriving as it is now, it was certainly not in ruins when I arrived. Because I had been taking care of it, yes. But for whatever reason, by my hands alone, I was unable to make it into anything quite as splendid as it is now. Once you arrived and began to work on it, however, just look around. You have restored it to its former glory, to the magnificence of the flaxen-haired family's time. Cool. I promise I am not trying to fault you for anything. Now that I think about it, it makes sense you would not remember. Though you are still you, you are different than before. Different, though not in the sense you are a wholly distinct person. Tell me, is your name blah, blah, again? My name is blah, yes, but you should already know that. Again? More proof that you are indeed you. Did you know that your current name is pronounced the same as the name of the person you are waiting for? Whoa. What is going on? Your current name is pronounced the same as the name of the person you are waiting for. What are you talking about? What is she talking about? I have met you many times, and I know of your past, of events that transpired long, long ago. This is a lot of info dumping. I'm telling you the truth. I first came to this mansion just a year ago. Until then, I had never left my country, or even set foot out of my own house. We do not have any servants either. So where, then, are you saying we met? This mansion, of course. But I'm telling the truth. It was a year ago, shortly after my parents fell ill and received an offer for my marriage. I knew something had to be done. I knew it, and I'm telling the truth. If that is what you remember, then I do not doubt you. But I also suspect I know why you seem so flustered. Are there moments when your memory seems hazy? I'm starting to suspect that the narrator, not the narrator, the person in the house at the current moment in time, not in this story, the actual what is happening in real time. We might just be the white-haired girl. But maybe that's not a mystery. Maybe the game is like, yes, you are definitely for sure this character. But it seems like important details have fallen through the cracks. Like this right now, I feel like this is either the biggest hint the game is going to throw at me regarding this theory, or it's a red herring. ... You needn't fret. One day, eventually, you shall remember all. And remember all, maybe not on the next time on Hooky Hour, but we'll remember something. Something next tab. Something to remember for sure. Woohoo. Alright, well, I will see you all next time on Hooky Hour. Until then, bye.